I'm gonna do it. I am going to make the plunge. I am going to respond to being called out. Here in Mid-Coast Maine, we have something called the Polar Plunge that many people are taking part of. And you know, apart from thinking about how wickedly cold this water is that's flowing behind me, and the fact that it had icebergs, you know, the things that sunk the Titanic, floating in it in the not too distant past, aside from that ridiculous fact, when I think about plunging into the ocean and I think about bursting forth with vigorous life, I can't help but think of a greater display, a greater public display that many of us have taken part in. I'm not talking about this epically viral and ridiculously contagious, obviously, Polar Plunge, and I'm not talking about the Harlem Shake from last year. I'm talking about baptism. Baptism, that wonderful public display of obedience that is a beautiful picture of our union with Christ in his death and in his resurrection. And then when I think of baptism, I can't help but think of Jesus' Great Commission when he calls us as believers to go and to make disciples and to baptize in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And then when I think of Jesus' Great Commission, I can't help but think of Jesus' words in Acts when he calls us to be witnesses through the power of the Holy Spirit to Judea, to Samaria, and to the rest of the world. And then when I think of Jesus' words in Acts, I can't help but think of my own extended family that doesn't know Christ, my neighbors that don't know Christ, my coworkers that don't know Christ. So here's the challenge. Remember the plunge you took in baptism. Remember the glorious death, burial, and resurrection that baptism represented. And share that good news with a family member, with a friend, a neighbor, a coworker this week. The truth is, you, me, we've been called out by the creator of the universe to share his great gospel. I am going to take the plunge. Will you? Oh, Lord!
How was it?
Oh, it was epically cold. But I've got my cloak of many colors on right now.
Okay,
It's so
Sam
warm
probably got the pancakes
and wonderfully
for you.
colorful.